Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Indian report for the Nifty 50, and studying on the 4-hour chart here. We're looking at, well, from wave 2 down here or wave B here, but we're looking at it in a bit more of a positive light in line with the rest of the world. And we have this nice long third wave here, but we also have this deep fourth wave. So it's possible that this could also be a wave 2 here and we go much higher, and that's okay, but we'll just be conservative at the moment and look at it as wave 4. It hasn't overlapped wave 1, so that's okay. The move up through here, there's not a lot of clarity in this particular move here. Wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and all of wave 3 moving up into this space. It's possible to have wave 1 sitting on here as well for this. So I'm a little bit unsure about this. In terms of this particular correction here, we've pulled down as much as we want to pull down for this particular structure here. And I think we just need to go in and have a bit more of a look at this here. So we'll just go to the hourly chart and probably the tick chart with this. So look, it does appear that we've got an impulse wave down here. So with an impulse wave here, after a correction here, then we'd expect another impulse down here. So I'm not really getting a nice impulse wave in this structure here. It's more like it's in 3 waves here. And that would mean that we could be looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up to here, and then have a move down in this move here. So moving up here a little bit further, and then coming down in 5 waves here, and then moving up through here. So I don't know the answer to this one just yet for this. When I look on the tick chart, I'll just show you what I've been working on, and I'm up 1 degree higher here. So the last charts we looked at, I had a green wave 3 here rather than the blue one, but it doesn't really matter. It's still the same sort of pattern. So here I can see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2, and down for 3, 4 and 5 here. And then the main point here is this particular structure here. So we can count in this little leg here. Let's just pull it apart. We can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for this. We can also get this as a ABC pullback. We could also get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 into this one here, and then we've got this pullback here which overlaps this top one here quite deeply, and then a move up here. So we've got 5 waves here, we've got 5 waves here, and we've got 5 waves here. So we could look at this here as well, you know, if I looked at this as wave 1 and ABC here back for wave 2, then I don't get 5 waves. I mean, I can get 5 waves up to here, but in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, but it doesn't give me a 4th and a 5th wave up. So it's better to be counted corrective as an A wave, an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here for wave C of A. This is impulsive, this is corrective, this is impulsive. So it counts nicely down as a B wave here for this. I thought about going long here for you guys, but it'll be a little bit late. Missed this already, but this can pull up. This is the 61.8%. So if we just gravitate over to the closest largest number, if that's going to be a B wave, then we won't see support on top of this here, on top of 400 here. If we get support on top of 400, well, then we're obviously in more of a bullish market because we're way past the 61.8%. I can see in this structure from this point here, I can see that we've got 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I can't draw on this side here, but I can see that if I got any. Okay, we've got a few of these. Let's just move these over here and have a bit of a look at this. Let's count what we know, and then we'll be left with what we don't know. I mean, the S&P 500 is also going through this. We're going through the same scenario with the S&P 500 as well. So we could look at this as 1 here and 2 in here, and this is a nice third wave. It's probably not finished with a little 1 and 2 and 3 in there, so we'll look for a 4 and a 5 back into there. So that will give us that. Let's just bring these into play as well. I mean, we should be looking for 5 waves for wave C here of B, but anything past that, and then we'll be more bullish. So I can see here I can see that this is 5 waves because I can see the beginning, the middle, and the end here. I see that's 5 waves. I can see this is 5 waves. Not a very good 5 wave because it overlaps with wave 4 and 1 here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. But, you know, do we call that an impulse wave? I guess so. Do we call this one an impulse wave? You know, that sort of, it looks more like it's in 3 waves here with 5 waves here as 1 and 2, then 1 and 2, and probably 3, 4, 5 here. So it's lacking a thing there. So it looks a little bit corrective at that point there. But you got to take things at that degree with a pinch of salt as well. So I mean, do we look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? Perhaps not, because it's overlapping here. So it looks like, you know, it looks quite bullish actually. It looks like it can go you know, go much higher than that. So we may have to look at this as 1 here and 2 here. I don't think we can look at it as 4, can we? Let me just check on that. 50% right in the middle, probably be okay as wave 4. Yeah, because these overlap each other here, we're better off counting these as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, I guess. But anyway, the main point here is that this trend here is just not finished just yet. We could count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's going to take us way above the this height here for this. So that could probably be moved over to here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C for here. Maybe that's part of it. Well, it looks like to me that it can go further to the upside here, and we would need to look at counting this further, but I find it a little bit frustrating because I can see this. I mean, I can't count this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave to this particular point here, because we certainly don't have 5 waves in here, unless this is the high on the cash market or something, and we can go 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. But even so, wave B is really overlapping this here. So we're in a corrective space here, which this here, what we could say here is that we would have to say anything above the 61.8% or the 10,400 as support, then the market would be looking to go much higher from that point. But none of this in here is telling me that that's the even this here being in 5 waves here, and all of this being corrective here. But at the same time, when I look at this here, all of this here, I mean, I can squeeze 5 waves out of this here, not very nicely though. This one's more like 3 waves, this one's more like this one's 3, this one's between 3 and 5, and this one's clearly 5. So it's kind of unfolding it's taking shape into impulse waves as it moves higher. So it could be quite bullish here, but you would need, even if you went long wherever you're going to go long here, you'd need to leave the stop under this low here for that. So that's something that we could take away from this if you were looking to go long in this. But it's probably a good idea to watch the S&P video as well, and all of that. So I'll just leave that there. I won't put that in as a long trade there, but if you're long, then that shouldn't be breached at that point. That's what I'm saying. I'll certainly be looking to, take some profit at this number here or into the 400 area through here. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't understand this very well here. Yeah, I mean, I'd play it out like this here as the A wave here, the B wave up to here, and the C wave down through to here. But in looking at this structure here, it looks like it could go much further. And if that is the case, then you'd still have to wait for support on top of 400 here to clarify that we are going higher. And you would need that classic trading levels pattern for that there. So just coming back into the 15-minute chart here. Oops, no, we don't want that. We want the hourly chart. So just sort of recapping this, I'm looking at this in the bigger picture. We should see an A wave here, an A, B, C here for the B wave and down for the C wave. It's possible that wave 4's here because of these overlapping wave structures, which would need to be counted as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. And that means that it would stretch out further from that point. But I don't think that we could confirm that we've got a bullish market unless we had support on top of this level here. And in that case, we would see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. We would see some type of correction here before we moved higher from that point there. So I'd just be very careful in all of this. And we're going through the same thing in the S&P 500 for this. So we don't have any clear answers for any of these markets today, unfortunately. So we just need them to play out a little bit further. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.